We begin with Nigeria's governing All Progressives Congress, APC, and the emergence of Humanitarian Affairs Minister Professor Nentawe Yilwatda as the party's new national chairman. Yilwatda, a former INEC electoral commissioner, was appointed at Tuesday's National Executive Committee meeting to replace Abdullahi Ganduje, who resigned on health grounds in June. The emergence of Yilwatda has already begun to generate controversy across the political space. First, not many saw the emergence of a young professor as chairman of one of Africa's biggest political parties coming. Yet, beneath the surface of his emergence, many believe lies a complex political calculation of power, balancing, ethnic and religious alignment and realignment ahead of the 2027 general elections in Nigeria, especially in the north-central geopolitical zone, where the new national chairman hails from. And while APC may have finally settled agitations from the North Central for the party's chairmanship position, the emergence of Yilwatda casts a shadow of doubt on the future of the CPC bloc of the party that lost out with former governor of Nasarawa State, Tanko Almakura, not getting the position. Now, the CPC bloc was one of the foundation political parties led by former President Muhammadu Buhari, who just died of recent. And of course, the future of the CPC bloc within the party now looks very unpredictable. While joining us now in the studio to take a look at the choice of APC's new national chairman is the chieftain of the party and former Director General of the Voice of Nigeria, Osita Okechukwu. Now, Okechukwu is from the CPC bloc of the APC. So glad to have you join us.
Good evening, viewers.
Yes. All right, talk to us about this choice. I mean, what's been your overview since the emergence of this professor from Plateau State and all of that, including all the dynamics that the president must have considered? Because, I mean, there was no election per se. This was a choice being made by the leaders of the party, specifically the president, who's the national leader of the party.
Let me start by, first and foremost, to congratulate Professor N.G. Yilwatda. Hearty congratulations for the fact that, contrary to what you said, the constitution of the APC in the election of both officers and those who are pursuing political offices has a provision for consensus. The only caveat he put there was that consensus must be agreed. If it is at the ward level, the ward members, there will be no objection. If it is at the local council level, if it is at the state or national, and if he witnessed the National Executive Committee of our great party on that date, when His Excellency Hope Uzodinma nominated him and the Right Honorable Speaker seconded.
Yeah, that's Tajuddin Abbas.
Tajuddin Abbas, who was also with us in the CPC.
Yes.
Seconded his nomination. It was a consensus. It was thrown open, and I didn't hear any no. So for his election on that day, it was a consensual election by all the members that attended the National Executive Committee meeting. So on that note, let nobody run away that he was appointed, no.
Osita Okechukwu, you are a Democrat, and you know that a lot of people would, if this had been thrown open for a lot of people to contest, they would have indicated interest in contesting this position. And people have been asking, why does APC keep appointing national chairman of recent? Why not go to an elective convention? Between now and December is a short time. Why not allow Dalori to continue? I mean, these are the things that people, ask, and they want to question the internal democratic practices of Nigeria's governing APC.
No. Let us
it's agreed, yes, consensus, it's provided, but it's not broad.
Expressly provided in the APC constitution. And in my 47 years in the political space, 1978 to date, I have also learned that the president of a ruling party, whether he whispers or body language, has a lot to contribute on who is nominated. For chairmanship, Don't forget as well that Mr. President is going for an election in 2027. And if you are his shoes, you cannot look the other way. So the point of the matter is that the APC said, we have other contending issues to focus on governance. And we are coming to a cycle early next year of 4-year tenure of those both at the ward executive level. In fact, we have what we call polling booth executive.
Yes.
We got to that level.
Yeah,
that's part of why we are doing well.
The APC brought that innovation. And
yes. So we went up to the polling unit level so that we know those who could hold responsible at any election. Or if there is any largesse the party is sending down, where they are responsible. Because we believe at that micro cluster, everyone there knows each other. So there will be a congress of all those elective officers. It is coming. Within the interval of trying to bridge the gap of chairmanship, you do not expect us to do an election just for one slot. If you cast a man down, the national secretary is still there.
Yes, who was also appointed in 2023.
No,
I mean,
I don't know why you are going this way.
Yeah, I mean, because these are the issues that we have with our democracy. That political parties seem to be forcing people on party members, and the opportunity is not being given for everybody to actually voice their say. And people want to question this, actually.
I think what I will do is, when we finish, I'll go to my car and give you a copy of
I know the
APC
Constitution. I do have it. But there's a reason why there's also a provision for election there.
No, don't forget as well that I was a member of the Measure Committee.
Yes.
Where that constitution was trashed. And he listed, if there is a challenge to a consensual candidate, you throw it back to the election. And if you wanted us to, or Mr. President and the executive and others, the governors, to go back instead of providing governance in a Nigeria that is even saying that we have not done so much, and we are trying to up our ante in terms of the dividend of democracy, to talk of chairmanship. So for God's sake, Professor N.G. Yeweda was elected. He wasn't appointed. That's the point I wanted to make.
Well, elected the APC way and the consensus way, and I won't allow you to go on this issue. You know why? Because this same National Executive Committee meeting was supposed to have been held at the party's national headquarters, national secretariat, but it was then moved to the presidential villa. Would you, Osita Okechukwu, stand up at the presidential villa to challenge the president? Because that's what some other party members are telling us, that when this was moved to the presidential villa, it was a message being sent that there's no room for opposition. The president must have his way, and that will just be it. And I don't see if you've seen the visuals of the governors when they had a meeting with President Tinubu. Everybody seemed to be looking sad because it looks like the choices were not so much laid on the table.
No. Can we get it right?
Yeah.
The concern of the APC today is at the end of the 4 years, what do we tell Nigerians who have delivered?
Yeah.
If we said, okay, it will hold at the Blantyre Street in Wuse 2, and Mr. President is attending, the Vice President is attending, the Senate President is attending, the motorcade, it means Abuja will not work that day.
Well, Chief Osita.
We'll give a consideration to some of those matters.
You like being called Mr. Osita, not Chief.
No,
you and I know that several times, I mean, the APC, when Buhari was in power,
no, what
the APC
I'm saying,
has held its neck
for God's
at the
sake,
secretariat. Yeah.
If you notice on Fridays, for special mosque or prayers, and Mr. President says he's going to the mosque, it's like...
Yeah, I mean.
And these same people that we are complaining today will be, can you imagine that? Is it not one Nigerian that is going to the mosque, that everywhere had to be closed down? And if he's harmed as well, it affects all of us. So we are very careful, because we have a mandate to deliver, not just on how we kept the people out of work or kept ourselves out of work. At the end of the day, the voter in my village in Eke, the one in Guzo, the one in Ugoja, We'll be asking, what has APC done? He will not talk of what ADC, a party their leader, had killed PDP, and is a refugee, that will listen to him.
All right, we'll come to that. But now let's go to the major reason why I brought you here, the issues of the CPC. Tajuddin Abbas seems to be the highest ranking CPC leader in government at the moment, considering the foundational parties that came together and all of that. And people had thought that with Tanko Almakura's, resilience over time, having been almost nominated by Bola Tinubu when he was then, just a party member, and the thinking within the inner circles of President Tinubu that he would want to bring the CPC bloc back, especially those who have defected to ADC and all of that. The idea of bringing Nentawe has now made people to start calculating and saying that could it be that the death of former President Muhammadu Buhari could have also affected the choices of someone like Tanko Almakura, or is it the issue of religion that played up against him because he's a Muslim, and if he comes from the North Central, that could actually affect the geopolitics of the position of national chairman?
I don't think all those factors are at play. You talk of religion. Have you forgotten that few years back, Abiola Kingibe were on the ballot and won an election. Tinubu Shetima won an election. And even back 1952, there's a man called Malam Umaru Altain.
Yeah, Altine.
He won the first municipal election in Enugu Municipal as chairman and presided over as a mayor in Enugu from 1952 to 58. These are not the issues. And for us in CPC, we said we ran the first election with President Muhammadu Buhari of blessed memory. In 2003, we lost. We lost in 2007. Lost in 2011. We tried to couple a merger with the ACN led them by Mr. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed. It didn't work out. We went for Bakare. It didn't bounce. And then the only person that came and told President Muhammadu Buhari, you are going to be the presidential candidate of the new merger. I'm not going to run. For now, you are going to be the only one. And we were heading to convention. We were insisting the convention to hold in Abuja. And Asiwaju and his group said it should hold in Lagos. And everybody agreed. And when they left, some people came to Buhari and said, are you sure that this man is not going to take it to Lagos as a clean range?
Yeah.
He called Tinubu and said, then he was staying at Aso Drive. We held a meeting. So he told us that Mr. President and Parakonde were coming to see him. So they went upstairs. When they were going, they wanted to cross the door. He called them back and said, let's tell these people what we decided. He said Asiwaju should talk. Asiwaju said, I learned that evil apprehension. Why is the convention holding in Lagos? What we have told your leader is if he shove his own delegates and bringing all the delegates in the southwest plus Delta and Edo, if you know the number, put it down, put your own. So, in my curiosity, I said, Your Excellency, can I ask you a question? He said, yes. I said, you're a friend to Kwankwaso, and he picked he bought a ticket for this race.
Yes.
And you're a friend to Atiku. Asiwaju burst into laughter. I don't know whether he remember. He said, I told them that this man, for 3 elections consecutively, had 12 million vote bank. I could have supported any of you, but you can't give us those 12 million votes. That I'm saying in my own calculation, if I bring the much I could do in the southwest, those other my friend, those Chibo Kadibo is no more alive, could bring the little they can from the south, south, and southeast.
Yeah. And
we'll match the 12 million votes. We'll have a president. That was how we dispersed. And the night before the convention, I think it was December 2014,
Yeah.
we were putting up an intercontinental hotel in Lagos. He came in very late with his a group. He said, "Boy, I came with them to reassure you that tomorrow we're for you." We now in the CPC, when some of our group, broadly friends, like Malami Rufai them, Malami then came and said, "Gentlemen, we had to leave." We said, "Why?" They said, "No, you know, as you said,
Yeah, I mean,
we're not well treated, this and that."
The thinking is
You know what we said?
yeah.
Somebody like Amakura, when we finished, he called a meeting with Governor Masari. They said, "For God's sake, Osita, what do they say in Christianity about doing somebody that did a right to you?" I said, even Jesus Christ said, even if he did wrong to you, forgive him. Talk less of somebody who did a favor. They said, "We cannot, for God's sake, demolish a house we built."
All right.
Deal led with one of the key persons that built the house. Because if you remember, I don't know whether you were, I think it was Bazui or so, who was covering us when we started the merger. The first day we came to Chief Tommy Kimi's house in the Metama residence, AMPP were there, this and that. So we told, I think it was Oshaba also, His Excellency Oshaba also. We told them we are not debating with anybody. We're only for the ACN. They said, no. We said for today we can't meet with anybody except the ACN.
All right.
It was the next or 2 days later that we went back and consulted and accommodated because we were just short that ACN. So with office or no offices, we cannot abandon APC nor Mr. President. So Amakura, if you know him very well, even when he lost the senatorial seat out of some unknown forces, that unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, the thinking was that once he gets in it, will be a different
so we came to see him. He said, "Osita, you're a Christian, I'm a Muslim. Do you believe in God?" Throughout his life, all he got was when God wants. So I don't think His Excellency Amakura is taken aback, or who could have been happy, because who could have been happy for the fact that it could have been a revolving round for those who have been cajoled by our friends that we told them,
yeah, I mean,
that are joining the man that killed, they are joining the man that killed PDP.
Yeah, I mean,
who will
very
kill ADC
interesting
as well.
perspective there. But let's talk about the future of the CPC now, because we've seen some of your leaders just seem to be angry. People like Malami have pulled off, gone to ADC, and Nasser El-Rufai and all of that. Does it look like President Tinubu could actually inherit the proverbial 12 million votes that later former President Buhari had? Could those of you who are still left in the APC help galvanize to get at least, if not the 12 million votes, maybe 6 or 9 million out of that?
Can I tell you something? Even when we went for the burial of Buhari, after the burial, we sat with our group. We reminded them, as if Buhari knew. 3 times, different groups visited him. Openly, he told the world that he still remains in APC.
Yes, I remember.
And he's still supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR.
Yes.
3 good times, as if he knew he was exiting. Just like he did when the election was coming. You know, he was being persuaded to disqualify Ashwaju and others.
Yes.
And he refused. He said no. That he can't pay good coins with bad coins. That's him. So before our leader left, he told us this, and we repeated it. Repeatedly, if there's a census in the CPC bloc, our own group has up to 90%. Those other ones, don't forget that when some of them were in offices, they didn't help anybody.
Yeah, I mean,
even in their village.
There's always been that conversation.
Even in their village.
Yeah.
And they were part of the people that dented some of the Buhari's good intentions while he was in government.
All right.
Let us be honest. We told them. We said those who have left, there are some of them were the crisis in the Buhari regime.
Yeah, I mean, there was this attendance of former CPC state chairman too and all of that, and you all agreed on consensus. But that was before the death of Buhari. Now Buhari is gone. So
we have met again. Must we shout
Okay.
each time we meet?
Okay.
And for God's sake.
And majority of you are still with President Tinubu on this?
Why not?
Okay.
All we are telling Ashwaju is that we have achieved to one level. You've achieved the 1% Nigerians who are in the business sector. You have achieved that 1% with the international community. But now, after the second year, even before Buhari died, we told him, we said, now let's focus on what governs the primary of our progressivism, the people. What those things that's why he's revisiting some of the items on the ground, like what is called the Green Imperative Program, where tractors of all manner that will be adapted to each of the geopolitical zones to mobilize agriculture. Why did he set up the development commissions? He told the development commissions, like the Enugu group, the Southeast group called us a meeting. I said the brief Mr. President gave them was, you know the problems in your geopolitical zone or region more than me. Please bring it to the fore. Even those that will require guarantee or to enhance international investors.
All right.
In fact, he told them, you Southeast, the next day they will accuse him of the Igbos.
Yeah.
You have people abroad, tell them to bring investment. We will guarantee it.
Okay.
If we verify that an investor is sincere with his funds, not question of caricature, no. He said the background check of funds abroad is very easy. If we know that this investor has this, meanwhile, it is for the group and for Nigerians.
Yeah, there's a development fund that's actually been
so we have a program to push to the ground that everybody will be happy that President Tinubu did well. And remember what he told the governors as well. You have gotten more bookies.
Yeah, and he was saying
please translate it to the people, wet the ground.
Yeah, wet the grass.
That is not only the federal government, because the federal government has its own allocation.
All right, Osita, as we try to wrap up this conversation, talk to me on the future of the CPC bloc within the APC. How can Professor Nentawe actually try to mold APC away from all these blocks? The ACM bloc, the CPC bloc, the AMPP bloc, because we thought that APC had become a party, but all of a sudden when it gets to very touchy issues, everybody seems to be going back to the fold that it came from.
It's not actually the position. Let me be honest with you. It's not actually the position. The position is that when you run a neoliberal policy, the first consequence of a neoliberal policy is economic hardship. The day you start easing out, the happiness in the faces of people will ease, it will come on board. Now that there is some transition to prosperity, you find such. Otherwise, the CPC as a group, we have forgotten about that.
And that's what Nigerians keep wondering. I mean, so why do we still have all these blocks coming up?
It's not as strong as...
And some people don't get some political patronage by the government. They'll go back and reassemble themselves as CPC
No. I don't think
AMPP. I mean, of reason, we had the MPP also meeting. I mean, some leaders.
No. For God's sake. Even if you go to Yoruba land, where the ACN comes from, there will be people. Do you know the last meeting we attended in Buhari's regime was Central Katsina complaining? So when I raised my hand in the meeting, I told them that, do you people know why I'm laughing? They said no. I said, back there in Enugu where I come from, the Igbos, Buhari hate us. That I'm happy to attend a meeting that Central Katsina was complaining that the northern Katsina where Buhari comes from, were marginalizing them. I said, this is marginalization. And luckily I was in Ibadan the other day for a wedding. I did this service there, so I had my friends, the old lady that used to cook for us, though she's no more alive, but we became friends with the family, who went everywhere. And I was asking them, this one that the Yoruba people are empowered, they are marginalized. No, not talk that though.
All right.
So it's the same complaint.
Very interesting. Now, can the new APC national chairman actually placed a call to some of your former members that had left, and they will listen to him and come. Do you think that he has that capacity to unite or bring back people who have left the APC to other parties and all of that very quickly?
If NG Yewada, Prof, calls me, I will meet him as well. But if he calls me to my confidence,
Yeah.
I will give him small advice.
Yeah.
Do you know, number one, if you read the APC manifesto, read it again. If you do so, please go to chapter 2 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic, the fundamental objective and directive principle of state policy,
Yes.
where it said that the primary purpose of governance is security and welfare of the people. It's in tandem with the APC Constitution. I will tell him, please, do a memo with your group. When you meet with Mr. President, you say, Mr. President, we want to set up a small committee to be monitoring what is going on. We know you don't see all. So that what happened to Buhari will not happen to you.
Yeah, I mean.
Look at that, because today, unlike Buhari is pardoned by most people because they said he's not in charge. But unluckily,
it was a cabal that ran his government.
Yes, but for President Tinubu, everybody believes he's in charge. He's a strategist. So for that sake, I will tell the chairman, you tell him, Mr. President, if you know it all, please, we need to add up.
All right.
In terms of this, and if you give me authority as well, I will go around the country to reconcile. The reconciliation is not about blocks of APC, ACN. The last person that said he's leaving the APC in my place was of ACN, Dr. Ben Woye.
Yes.
He was the chairman of ACN in Enugu, and later chairman of APC.
Yes.
But the day he called us that he's leaving, we put an in the head. We said
I was surprised myself.
If ACN is also complaining, so I don't think it's on tendencies.
Okay, but just before I let you go, very quickly, Professor Nentawe had said that 2027 is a done deal. And some people, political observers are saying that sounded like a statement made from someone who is not really versed with how the polity is at the moment. That looks like he needs to have some proper understanding of the 2027 politics ahead of it. That statement was just a sweeping statement, that if he knows the job that's ahead of him, he can't conclude that the APC will easily win 2027 yet.
No, I've also come to learn one or two things in my years in politics. If we have about 23 governors, 70 senators, I don't know the exact number in the House of Reps, for instance, because when you have 20-something governors, it means you have almost the Houses of Assembly. So I'm sure as well, like him, that in going for the race, will stand a better chance than any other political party.
All right.
That is the truth of the matter.
Okay.
Well, luckily for us,
hope so.
ADC had not come to the Asiwaju style, where Asiwaju looked at him, said that he was qualified to be president, but he said, Buhari, go first.
Yeah.
ADC is not doing that. They can come to, they will come to zero.
Okechukwu, we must thank you so much for your wealth of knowledge and understanding of what's going on in the APC. And we just hope that Prof actually gets his boots strapped on very quickly, because it's not as easy.
I sincerely
because
believe.
some people are saying that statement was made from a lack of proper understanding of what lies ahead for him.
Unless there's another magic. Remember, he belongs to the
a member of your party, Aline Dume, says that it's the politicians that are defecting. The people are not defecting.
No,
I just hope you will chew that.
Can I tell you
something? Because we don't have enough time left.
Professor Iweda is a youth.
Okay.
He will bridge us that gap of youth.
All right.
Youth gap.
All right. We must thank you so much. Osita Okechukwu is a former DG of the Voice of Nigeria, and of course he's a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress.
Foundation member.
Yes, foundation member, CPC Bloc and all of that. And he's always been a pro-Buharist and all of that. We must thank you so much.
Just a member.